So welcome everyone to our call tonight. Thank you for being here tonight. I've got three topics that I want to talk about, and if I decide to kibosh one or that we run out of time or whatever, I might do that. But the plan is I really want to talk about the loyalty rewards program just a little bit. I know we did a call on that, but I have something new that I wanted to share with you all. And along with that, I want to touch on enrollment kits. The second thing that I want to talk about is doing uncomfortable things. And the third thing I want to talk about is kind of a little bit of a challenge, a little something about just our confidence as we're going about sharing oils with others. So they're pretty simple topics. They are things, I just want to reiterate, that I'm learning about right along with you. So I'm just totally coming at this from like, I am there or I've been there kind of a thing. So when it comes to the loyalty rewards program, what I want to talk about with that, I watched a video from a leader in doTERRA, and it was called the LRP Conviction. And this is what I'm tempted to do in a class, and what I think a lot of people are tempted to do is when we do sprinkle in facts about loyalty rewards program, we talk about these kinds of things: free product and shipping rewards points and 10 to 30% back in free product points. And those are all meaningful to us. Those mean something to us because we've used oils and we know the value. But if you're just making a decision about a kit or oils and you're like, I don't even know what I would want more, like, I don't even know, those things aren't meaningful. The statistics and the numbers like that. We live in a day and age where people aren't motivated by that. People are motivated by our story. And like, what has loyalty rewards program meant for you? So for example, I'm going to share two examples that some people shared that I thought were really good. And then I'm going to share my own that I've been working on. It's a work in progress. So the first person said that the loyalty rewards program is what enabled her to go on a vacation with her husband for the first time in 7 years. She used to use all her days off at work for sick days because she was sick all the time. And what the loyalty rewards program helped her do was to use her oils regularly in an affordable way, and she didn't use her sick days, and that meant that she, for the first time in 7 years, got to go on a vacation with her husband. That's meaningful to people. Like, that is, in that initial class especially, holds more weight than saying you're going to get 10% and up to 30% back, because they don't even know what that means. Like, what will that translate to in their life? Another example that I thought was really good, the lady said the loyalty rewards program restored my confidence as a mom. I used to feel like a bad mom all the time, like I couldn't care for my kids, like I never had the answers, like I had to take them to the doctor. And now I feel like the loyalty rewards program has restored my confidence in my ability to care for them, to care for myself, to care for my husband. And it helps fight that feeling that comes up of, I don't know what to do, I'm a bad mom. So for her, the loyalty rewards program restored that confidence in her ability to be a mom and to care for her family. Okay, and so the one that I'm working on is, for me, what the loyalty rewards program has meant in my own life is that my husband and I, on a single modest income, are living a natural and healthy lifestyle that I never dreamed would be possible. I never in a million years thought that like this would be attainable for us to like live healthy and choose alternative things. And the loyalty rewards program has totally made that possible. So what I'm going to have us all do is just take a little bit of time. For the people that just hopped on, I'll just really briefly, we're working on our story about what the loyalty rewards program has meant for us. Not statistics and not numbers, not, free shipping and stuff like that, but like, what has it really meant? What has it changed in your life? What has it changed in your health? What has it changed in your belief system? What has it changed in your family? So I asked you to have a pen and paper, and if you don't, that's okay. You can think in your brain, but I just want you to take like a minute or two here, and I want you to just like, even if it's not a complete thing, just write some thoughts down about like, what has it meant? And if you don't have anything to write yet, write what you want it to mean. What kind of a difference do you want the loyalty rewards program to make? So write for a second, sniff your oils. And we're all going to write for a minute here. And then hopefully somebody or maybe two people are going to share. I should play music.
Do, do, do,
Yeah.
do.
I'm looking for music. Sorry, guys.
If I was you.
No, please don't sing. It doesn't help. It doesn't help, and this is being recorded, okay?
Oh, can we mute her? I mute you. Just kidding.
Okay.
You run, Amy. I would love to go.
Okay. I just got my music going, but forget it. Okay, so will you guys, if you're still writing, write. Laura Whip, do you want to share? I'd love to hear what you came up with.
So my story is the LRP, the Loyalty Rewards Program, has done in my life. It has allowed me to purchase the vitamins every month, the vitamins and supplements, and it has given me greater health, more stamina, more energy, and more mental clarity.
And like, what other things has that translated into, like, for you into your life? Like maybe work, or like if you had to take that a level deeper, what would you say? You don't have to talk compliantly either.
It's just allowed me to function at a higher level every day. So I feel like even though I'm semi-retired, my life is pretty busy. It allows me to just go from thing to thing to thing. And throughout my day, from meetings to school to church to volunteering to spending time outdoors working, and never skip a beat. I'm not sick. I don't feel down and out. My mood is very elevated, and I just have enough energy and stamina to do all the things that I want to do every day.
It's almost like your quality of life has been improved.
Thank you for putting it in 2 words instead of 25.
No.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I thought it was good. I wasn't trying to shorten it for you. I was just repeating it back. I think it's awesome. Thank you, Laura Witt, for sharing. Is there anybody else maybe one other person who wants to share, even if it's just fragmented thoughts? Somebody's dog just volunteered them.
I wrote just a brief taking charge of mine and my husband's mental and physical health. Physical, emotional health, like being able to take charge of that.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think for a lot of people, it's just empowering. It really is, to take that back in their life. So my challenge to you would be to keep working that through and working that out, because those are the kinds of stories, and those are and they're true. They're true. That's just not what we share. So share that and work on that. My little tagline on this one about enrollment kits, I feel like it kind of goes along with, but maybe not. Just as far as when you're working with somebody and you're trying to convey value, and working through that. So on a piece of paper, I want you to write down, let's see. I want you to write down enrollment kit on one side, and then on the other side, I want you to write $35 membership fee. And that write down $35, maybe they've pieced in oils with it too and made their own kit. And now I want you to write down what benefits they get from paying the $35 and what benefits they get from picking an enrollment kit. So I've got my music ready. Here we go. And we're just going to take a few minutes on that. Write down anything you can think of. or I see people already looking up. Some people are looking up, some are not. While you are writing that, so I feel like if you enrolled with doTERRA with a $35 membership, you probably wish you got a kit. And if you enrolled with a kit, you probably wish you got a bigger kit. I feel like that's probably safe to say. When I make this list, the enrollment kit list is significantly, there's only like 1 or 2 points that I put in the $35 membership. They get wholesale pricing, and that's probably about it, because a lot of people are doing $35 without any oils, maybe an oil. So what I want people to understand is that we feel afraid to ask somebody if they want an enrollment kit, but look at what it's going to do for their life. Like, those enrollment kits aren't put together to make money. They're put together to save people money. And they're put together with the must-have oils. Like, for somebody to have in their home those top 10, from frankincense to lavender, right on down the list, they then, in almost every health situation, can look in the Modern Essentials book and have one of those oils that they need. I mean, like, that is the foundation. And even if that $150 saves you one doctor's appointment, it's pretty much paid for itself. So I just really want to change our mindset and challenge that. And I've challenged my own mindset on the fear of saying to somebody, I think this would be good for you, because I really know that it would be good for them. And I just like, when you're interacting with somebody and you're thinking, think about this list. Imagine this list. Imagine what those oils could mean for them and their family. So that's just like my little caveat about enrollment kits. Does anybody have anything they want to say so far before I move on to the next thing?
I like the idea of really promoting the enrollment kits. It was a pet peeve of mine when I enrolled. I did not know there was such a thing as an enrollment kit. Like, I was 2 or 3 months in before I knew any such thing existed. And I was furious. I was just absolutely furious. Anyway, so I love that, switching the mindset, because I always walk in the door and I'm like, $35. It's like your Sam's Club or your Costco membership. But you're right. When you look at those enrollment kits, the value is there, and we need to make them more aware of that, because we need to be more aware of that. So I really appreciate that point. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah, for sharing from your experience. I know I go back and forth on this all the time, because I feel like I'm constantly battling this. But I one time taught a class at Sarah McCord's, and she had maybe like 10 or 11 people there. And I just said, you have 2 options. You pay retail, or you pick one of these kits, and here's what I recommend. And every single person at that class enrolled. And I wasn't doing anything deceptive. I wasn't doing anything weird. But for me to stand on, like, in my confidence, this is what would be best for you. It would be smartest for you to pick a kit instead of overwhelming them with decisions. And the response was overwhelming. And there are a lot of people from that class that have made significant life changes with those kits, and have, I think the oils have been really powerful for. I think of Darla and Tammy and Jamie. I think they were all there, Sarah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's my little thing about enrollment kits.
Can I interrupt for a second? I think that, if we look at it from the viewpoint that people are really dependent upon us for good choices at the beginning, they don't know. They don't get it. They don't have any experience. They may think, well, I'd like this oil and I'd like this oil. I don't really need the rest of these oils. So I don't think I should get a kit. They're dependent upon you or us to help them understand that they will use those oils, and we'll teach them. And doTERRA puts those kits together for a reason. And we shouldn't let them rest on the limited knowledge they have. I mean, that's why we're there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks, Laura. I don't want anyone to feel bad if they've enrolled somebody with a $35 membership. I did it a couple weeks ago. I mean, it happens. It's not like a negative thing. I just want you to feel firm in your belief about the benefits that they'll get when they get one of those kits. So that's all. Okay, so the next topic I want to talk about is doing uncomfortable things. So I want you to write down on your piece of paper something about, sharing doTERRA or doing doTERRA that makes you uncomfortable. Like, just the thought of it, you're like, yeah. I want you to write that down on your piece of paper, and maybe I'll get one of you to share. But And you might have more than one thing, which is okay. That's totally legit. Okay, let me put that. Does anybody have anything that pops to mind that they want to share with the group? Otherwise, I'm happy to share.
Asking people to do the business with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're brutally honest, I still struggle with explaining the whole MLM thing. When somebody says that to me, I can just feel myself seize up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to think that like business overviews were really hard for me. And other things too, you know, reaching out to people. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here's the thing. This is what I've been doing and it's been significant for me. I want you to like schedule time in your day to do that hard thing or to like practice it or develop it, because you will grow in leaps and bounds when you lean into that hard place, when you lean into where it feels uncomfortable. Because the reality is it's only uncomfortable because we're making it. It really is. Like none of these things in and of themselves, I'm sure if we just like said that, you know, are really all that terrifying or hard. It's really about us. It's about what we're bringing to the table. So yeah, that's my encouragement to you. Do things that are uncomfortable. It'll get better. I have done 3 or 4 business overviews this month, and I have had so much fun doing them. I have had so much fun. And so I just feel like as you lean in, you'll see some really amazing things. So take whatever you wrote down on your paper and schedule in some time and do it. You won't regret it. You won't. Maybe put some oils on before you do it. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to touch on briefly, and this kind of, Laura Whip talks about asking somebody to do the business with you and what that feels like. So I feel very strongly that when you yourself get clear on where you're going and what you're going to do with doTERRA, this is a very easy segue to say to somebody, this is where I'm going. Do you want to come with me? This is what I'm going to do. I would love you to come alongside. And this is what it would look like. Boom, boom, and boom. Like, that's it. I love you. This is where I'm going. Do you want to come with me? And I feel like we could all say that to somebody fairly easily. So if you haven't said that to somebody, then my challenge to you is to say that. And if you have somebody that pops to mind, I don't know, whatever, if you want to practice that with your enroller or with me, or if you know, like, we're here. But that is a pretty easy phrase to use, and is an incredible in the results that it can have when you state that with somebody. Okay, the last topic that I want to talk on, I just threw this in last minute because I just feel like it's been coming up a lot. And I was talking to my mom about it over dinner, maybe lunch. I don't know what meal it was. I, like 5 times this week alone, have had somebody ask me, what's the difference between Young Living and doTERRA? It's been like a really hot topic. I've got lots of people kind of knocking on my door, wondering, kind of a thing. And I really hate getting into the whole discussion because I feel like it quickly escalates, and that's like not part of something I want to get involved in. I think Heidi said it really well. Our job is not to convince people. That's not my job. My job is to share oils with people and to educate them, and they're going to do what they're going to do at the end of the day. But that doesn't mean that I don't believe that the oils that we have are the best. It just means my job isn't to convince them. So if somebody asks you that, or when somebody asks me that, this is what I've said, because I feel like you can say so many things, but this is what I've been basically boiling it down to, that the difference for me comes down to sourcing. Young Living, many but not all of their farms are in the U.S. And another component of the way that they source is that they own everything. They own the farms. And for me, some people would love that. And for me, I feel like the temptation for collusion and for things that maybe aren't on the up and up to go on is too strong. I don't want the oil company that I'm buying oils from to own the farms. And I explain how doTERRA does it and how they're creating jobs and how they're sourcing all over the world. And then I took a map directly from the Young Living website of where they source their oils, and I took a map directly from doTERRA's website of where they source their oils, and I sent those two pictures side by side. And I said, unless you have any other questions, I'm not going to share anything more, but I'm happy to answer anything else that you want to ask me. And that I said, I hope that you feel like I answered that respectfully. So yeah.
Well done.
It's just, it's really hard when you feel so strongly about something to not engage in that, when you feel like, yeah, so thanks. I just want to encourage you all to, if you have to respond to that question, to keep it simple and to keep it brief. And don't be afraid to reach out. I reached out for help on some things this week, of some questions that I was just like, mind was blown. So you're not going to offend any of us on this call or any of our leaders if you are like, hey, somebody asked me this and it's really like, I'm really wondering about it. Please ask. I really think that's about, I just have like a couple quick announcements. Does anybody have any questions or anything that's come up, or anything that they wanted to talk through while we're all on the call together? Was anything helpful from tonight?
All of it.
This is super helpful.
Was there one specific part that stood out? What was like, what was your takeaway? Anybody can share.
My takeaway would be the LRP, the loyalty rewards, and stop talking about the points and the shipping and whatever, and talk about how it changed my life. So,
Thanks, Laura.
I'm always reminded that it's really my fear. It's not the people's fear that I'm sharing with. It's all about my inability to just be confident. I mean, like I listened to a call the other day and they said that we approach sharing like we think that people have a machete and they're going to kill us. Like, and I just had to laugh, but that's true. Like, what can they do? They can just say no. So it's a lot of this is about a scarcity mindset and just on our part.
Yeah. Yeah. Use your wild orange. Abundance, right? Oh my goodness. 2 announcements that I wanted to make. I am doing online Zoom classes, so it looks just like this, but I'm doing an intro class that way, and I've actually had quite a bit of success with it this month. If you would like to see how one of those works, they are open. So reach out to me and you can hop on one and see what that looks like. And I think that Laura Jaramillo had to drop off the call, but she's doing lots of Facebook Live classes this month. So if you want to see what that looks like in that kind of a format, reach out to her. I'm sure she's okay with me saying that. And I'm sure she would plug you into one of her classes so you could see that model as well. So those are resources for you. Don't hesitate to use them. And I just tonight talking to different people, and I just I sit here and I look at this screen of all of these amazing, wonderful, talented women, and like that oils that like I get to spend my life working with women like this just because of these oils is like, I love what I do. I really do. So thank you for being on the call tonight. And I hope that it was encouraging to you, motivating, and we'll talk again next month, probably before then, but next month for sure.